Hello, you wonderful people. I'm sure some people have very misconceptions about actors getting along. What I mean is that we think just because these actors work so well on camera that obviously the same thing applies in real life, because they're like, oh, they have such good chemistry, these characters click so well, that must mean the actors do as well. And it's like, sadly, that's not the case. There are many occasions where many actors actually dislike each other, because we do tend to forget that it's like, these are their jobs. When they're showing up to do their job, they're putting their best foot forward. They're showing their chops as the actors. Because there have been occasions where it's like, wow, those actors hate each other, but they act like in the movie or TV show, it's like, oh, they look like they get along so well. That's just showing you how good of actors they are, because they're able to show up, do their job, do their lines, put up with each other, and then once the camera cuts, it's like, okay, we go our separate ways. Because you do forget, like I said, they're putting their best foot forward because they're actors, as well as the fact is that they are, like, it is an edited version. So you get a lot of the kind of, obviously, the stuff that might get, they might get irritated with each other or discuss it with each other, that you kind of gets cut around. Now, I think the reason why I kind of had like kind of blinders on when it came to this was because of one particular couple, and that's Josh Dallas and Jennifer Goodwin. If you're unfamiliar with them, they are both Snow White and Prince Charming on Once Upon a Time. Obviously, they've done other stuff too, but I'm using Once Upon a Time as an example because, I was watching the show, it was like around season 3, and I was just sitting there, I'm just like, man, these two have such good chemistry together. They work so well together. I was like, oh man, they're so cute as a couple, character-wise. It'd be kind of cool if these actors were together in real life too. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what their relationship status is, because if they're single, it could happen. And I happened to look it up, and it's like, oh yeah, the reason why they work so well on camera is because they actually are a couple. I don't know if they actually started dating before once they met, on a set of Once Upon a Time, or was it after they met on a set of Once Upon a Time. But it's like, considering who their characters are and then them getting together, it's kind of like, it's kind of a match made in heaven type of, like, all the stars align, destiny, and just cute adorableness. They have kids, they're married, and just, I don't know. Like, to me, it's just a very nice example of just like, oh, like, that chemistry is real. So I guess because of that one example, it's a prime example of it is real sometimes. But there is another example. I won't say specifically who, because I don't want to draw up drama, and because I just want to talk about it. But these particular actors, they had my favorite fictional relationship. I love the characters they portrayed. That was my favorite duo ever, just because they worked so well together. And then I ended up finding out, it's like, actually the actors hate each other, and it breaks my heart to know that, because it's like these two characters' relationship played such a pivotal role in that series. It was a huge part of the story of the entire series from the beginning to end. Granted, they didn't hook up at the very beginning. It took them like halfway through the series to finally get together, which made me super happy. But the fact is, they had a bit of a flirtatious relationship the entire time, and then it was just kind of like, other things kept getting in the way, not telling each other how they really felt, and then they finally got together, and their relationship progressed. They got married and stuff like that. I'm sure some of you can probably guess what, who I'm talking about, but I won't say specifically. Like I said, I'm trying not to stir up any drama. But it wasn't only me that was shocked. A lot of fans of this particular, like, fictional couple was like, oh, they don't like each other. But it's just, like, at the end of the day, we kind of get caught up in our own little things, because we kind of get caught up in the fact is like, oh, in this little fictional bubble, they work so well together. But when you look at them outside of that bubble, it's like, oh, they actually hate each other. It's like, it's understandable not to like each other. I mean, it's sad, but at the end of the day, you don't have to like every person. Like, eventually maybe they started off liking each other. They're like, oh, we're good friends. But then just after so much time working together, maybe their opinions of each other changed, And it's just kind of a sad truth. Not everyone gets along with everyone. You're not supposed to like everyone. You kind of forget that it's not real sometimes. It's something that's kind of a hard lesson to learn, like that, not everything is this beautiful thing. It's not as cut and dry as you think it is. It's like, oh yeah, they work together so well in this edited, scene, movie, TV show, whatever. So you automatically think they're just like the best of friends. And this is me just talking about it from like, kind of like, oh, their characters are in love type of situation and they don't like each other. There's also the case of where it's like, oh, these people are like best friends in the show, but offset they can't stand each other. And just, I guess, like I said, the one silver lining to it is it shows you just how good of actors they are for them to be able to fake chemistry like that, which it just kind of breaks your heart, because it's kind of like, oh, that means love isn't real. I don't know if I can believe in love again. Yes, that's me jokingly saying that partly. I do kind of certainly believe that, because like I said, they were my favorite, like, fictional couple. Their relationship was a big part of the series, so it's like if I ever rewatch that series from the beginning, I'm just gonna be like, oh, is this the point where you stopped liking each other? Is this the point where you hated each other? Was season 3 it? Was this the end of insert their relationship name? And it's just kind of like, oh, it's so heartbreaking. My question to you is, has there been a case like that for you where you found out it's like, oh, you look at these two fictional characters and you're like, oh, they gel so well on camera, and you end up finding out the fact is, oh, those two actors don't like each other? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very interested to kind of hear like any other examples that you might know of that I might not know of. But that's all I really want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.